So, you're back from mining. You had a good mining session at your mine, under your waterfall, 'cause you're fancy. Go back to your house. It's just a wooden house. And you have all this stuff in your chests and your shulker boxes, as you bring shulker boxes with you mining. And you want to get all your stuff into your chests. You have this beautiful sorting system that sorts all of your items into their individual chests. As seen here, I know it's the best automatic sorting system you've ever seen. And then you want your shulker boxes to be put away into their own chests, as you see here, where you can use them again to go mining or whatever you want to do. So instead of taking your items out one by one and putting them where they need to be, or putting them into a system that sorts it for you, why can't you just do that all in one step? Just drop your shulker boxes into a system, into a chest, have the shulker box unloaded of all of its items, have all those items get sorted out into your beautiful sorting system, and then have the actual shulker box be put into another chest. See, that's what we have here. If you notice, look at that. Your shulker box is now back here, and your items are over here, and now it's unloading the next shulker box. Wouldn't that be nice if that was a thing? Make life really convenient. Like, what if you accidentally put an empty shulker box in there? Or your tools? Wouldn't it suck if they broke the system? Well, it's a good thing we have a system that doesn't break. I'm going to show you how that works. I guess the first step over here would be the chest is up there, and I fell. The chest is up there, and the shulker boxes and items get put into the dispenser. That dispenser dispenses the shulker box, if it's a shulker box, and that shulker box is then read in with this comparator here. So if it has any items in it, this will output a signal. As you can see here, it's already outputting a signal, so why is that beneficial? Well, as you can see here, this white section here to the left is so that we can handle empty shulker boxes and items, so it doesn't break the system. So in order to do that, we default this block being powered. So it assumes that there is, I guess, as far as this comparator knows, there's a shulker box behind it full of items. So the dispenser, has a shulker box in it. The comparator reads that signal, powers this block, which powers this repeater, which powers this block, which powers this repeater, which powers the dispenser, which dispenses the shulker box. But it also, this repeater here also powers this redstone line right here through the dispenser, which powers this repeater, which powers this block, which powers this redstone, which goes all the way over here and powers this dropper here. And in this dropper we have an item, doesn't matter what it is, and that that dropper is being read by this comparator. So by default this comparator is on, which is keeping this comparator on. But when something is dispensed, this circuit goes, which makes this circuit go. So the dropper is activated, so it drops the redstone onto the hopper, or into the hopper, which then pushes the item back. But before it has a chance to push the item back, this comparator here turns off. And if there was a shulker box here that was empty, or if no shulker box was dispensed, then this comparator wouldn't have anything to read, so that would be off. So then this redstone torch would turn on, which would turn this repeater on, this repeater off. Because there is a tick delay between the two repeaters, this redstone line would temporarily turn off, which turns the repeater here off, which on powers this block, which on powers this redstone torch, or which, yeah. So the block's unpowered, so the redstone torch will turn on, which will then dispense, will activate this piston, and this redstone dust. So if there was an empty shulker box placed, the empty shulker box will be broken. This circuit will activate, which will on power this hopper here, which will then, because the shulker box will be put into this hopper when it's broken. At that time, as soon as the item reaches this hopper will be turned on, or not disabled, so it'll be re-enabled just long enough to pull the shulker box into this hopper, which means this hopper can then pull the shulker box down. So even though I have this pointing into this hopper doesn't actually ever push the items into this hopper. It only pulls it down from the one above it, and then this hopper actually has to pull the item out of this hopper here, because I'm pretty sure the timing's just right enough where this will get enabled only long enough to pull the item, but not push. And then because we activated that torch on the other side of this block, seen here, it'll activate this piston, which then cycles this circuit. So like if there's multiple items in, like backed up into this dispenser here, the repeater will constantly be on. So when a shulker box is empty and gets broken, this circuit won't know to do another, to make the dispenser fire again. So when we break the shulker box, we also break the line, which means this redstone dust no longer powers this repeater just long enough to on power the dispenser. So when the block comes back up, when this circuit comes back up, the torch underneath here is powered off again, which then powers the piston off, which means the block comes back up, which means then this is powered again, which then activates the dispenser and this circuit all over again, which then allows this to have the chance to then on power everything again if there's not a full shulker box here. So with this circuit here, any item or empty shulker box will also be able to go through the item without backing up the system or anything. It won't break anything. But obviously you don't want to be putting just items into here, because those pistons are going to fire every single time there's just a loose item in there. So it won't break the system, but it's slow. You only want to really use this for shulker boxes, but you can still use it for items. Now the items being taken out of the shulker boxes will be taken out by the top hopper here. Let's fall down and go through the item line, and this block is powering this hopper, so this hopper is disabled, so no items will go down unless the circuit to break a shulker box is activated, which means only if a shulker box is broken will any items in this hopper make it to this hopper. Now if for some reason this hopper line is backed up all the way up to here, then obviously if there's any other items besides a shulker box in this hopper at the time this deactivates or reactivates. Other items can go through, but you just have to make sure your system can't back up this line, this hopper line. I mean, you don't want that to happen anyway, but you just have to know, like, if you're getting items through the Shulkerbox line, it's because your item line has backed up. But that's about it. I mean, because if there's a Shulkerbox full, like, that has items in it, then when this on powers, the comparator on powers because the line activated this because something was dispensed. This will still be powered because it'll be actually reading the comparison. It'll be reading the power from the Shulkerbox. So it's pretty small system compared to ones I've seen online, and it's super useful because only Shulkerboxes, only items. You can't really break the system. I've even used a system like this on a server, and I haven't had any issues with lag or anything. With the timings, all the timings seem to work just fine. And it's a good way to make sure that you can just unload all your Shulkerboxes and then have one place to get them back, and then not have to worry about finding your Shulkerboxes anywhere else. And like, it's not a small circuit, but it is fairly compact for all that it does. And that's about it. That's just what I wanted to show you. I definitely forgot to mention something a bit important here. This glass block needs to be a glass block. I don't care what you make this glass block, you just need to put something here, and you definitely need to put something here to make sure that the Shulkerbox doesn't fly out in random directions. You need these two spots covered, but this needs to be a glass block because there's this redstone line here. So if there's an actual block here, non-transparent block, that redstone line will power the hopper. I just like to put the glass here because I like to see when there's an actual Shulkerbox there, especially when you're not dealing with Shulkerboxes that are actually full of a lot of items. It's good to look down and actually see the system's not broken for some random reason. I like to see that there's actually a Shulkerbox in there. Also, these two sandstone bits here are slabs. You need to make those half slabs. Because once again, if this isn't a half slab, this hopper will be powered. This will back up the system starting here. And the other, oh gosh. This half slab here needs to be a half slab, otherwise that hopper will be deactivated. So it won't push items anymore. So then items will be backed up starting here, going back, and you don't want that kind of backup. That'll break the system. So you need to make sure that those three blocks, the two slabs and the glass block or transparent block needs to be there to not block up these lines. Because even when I was making this for this video, I messed that up and backed up the system, and I was highly confused for far too long. So you make sure those are slabs. Okay, I think that's it for that added bit.